Hello, in this AWS security lab, I wish to demonstrate this lab 4.1, securing VPC resources by using security groups. Okay, this is under this module securing your infrastructure. Okay, so yes, this is the lab. I have already initiated the lab to start. So once the lab is ready, we can see this AWS in green. Meanwhile, I'll explain about the concept. I mean, what we should do after this lab is complete. So here the first task is to examine the security groups to determine what traffic is allowed. And of course, the next task is change which security groups are applied to EC2 instances. Creation of new security groups, we will learn about that. Update the inbound rules on security groups to follow the principles of least privilege. Okay, understand how security groups can reference other security groups. Configure a network ACL, okay, to block a specific TCP port, and connect to an instance in a private subnet by using SSH. Connect to an instance in a private subnet by using AWS Systems Manager, that is Sessions Manager. We are going to learn all these things, and the lab is approximately 90 minutes to complete. Yes, I have already started the lab. It is running in progress. So the first task is, you can see this one. Once this is ready, we can click AWS to see the management console. The first task is basically to analyze the VPC subnet and of course the private subnet resource settings. For this we can make use a notepad or something like that and then make a note. Otherwise also lab VPC, the CADR range which is configured is 172.31.00/16. Okay, and also your lab VPC, this is your lab VPC. Yes, we will be one is your default VPC and one is your lab VPC. The CADR for this lab VPC is 10.0.0.0/16. This is 172.13. Right, once we go through, yes, we'll also explore the subnets. Just let us wait till the lab is ready. Yeah, the lab is ready just now. Like once this is ready, yes, we can click this AWS. I open this console. Yeah, you can open this VPCs, that is the exactly which is asked for, services under VPC. I go to the VPC. Yes, it is already there. I explore this. So once you open this VPC, you can just analyze what are all the subnets which are there. So there is one default VPC and then there is lab VPC. You can see that two VPCs are there. Let me click and show you. Yeah, this is your lab VPC 10.0.0/16 and this is the default one. How do you know this is a default? You can extend this one. This is default VPC is yes. So this is your default VPC with 172.31.00/16. Absolutely. And let us go through the subnets which are there. Subnets. So first task is just to explore what are all the things which are there. You can see there is a private subnet. Private subnet B is also there. Public subnet A. Okay, there are the public subnet A, public subnet B, and private subnet. Three subnets are there exactly which is there. Public subnet A, public subnet B. Okay, you can also understand, see this private subnet is 10.0.11.0/24. Public subnet A and public subnet B 10.0.10 and 10.0.20/24. 11 is private, 1 and 2 are public. Okay, we have gone through that. Okay, we are in point number 5. We need to analyze the routing tables that apply EC2 instances in private subnet, etc. So select the checkbox of private subnet and then choose the route table. So here these are the subnets. I already into subnets. You have this public subnet A, public subnet B, and private subnet. Okay. So then he asked us to choose the route table. I choose this route table. Okay, there are some default routes. Yes, absolutely here. So what is suggested is above the list of routes, choose the link for the route table that is associated with the subnet. Choose the routes tab. Okay, so here you see this is the route table we have associated with this so and so. Edit this route table. Not this. Okay, once after selecting this route table, you see that there is a route table which is associated RTB so and so. So just click that, and what we need to do here, this is the route table. Just click this tabs. He is asking us to change this, change me. Okay, so manage these tags. There are many number of things here. So just check this particular one, the CIDR range. Yes, we have managed the tags. Change me to private. You see this one, we need to change this, change me to private. Okay, I copy paste to private and say save changes. Okay, you can also verify that this all IP addresses of lab VPC CIDR is 10.0.0/16 within the VPC. Other traffic is 00, that is also private route table will go through this NAT gateway. You can see this has gone through this NAT gateway. This is through the NAT gateway 0.0.0.0, and it's a local which is 10.0.0/16. Absolutely. So yes, we have changed this private and we have saved. Choose the route and NAT, which is the target of non-local traffic. On the details, you see this that the gateway runs in a public subnet A. So this is your NAT. I just click that. We are only exploring. You see this. There are details. Yeah. So this one to non-local. On the details tab, that is the NAT runs in public subnet A. Okay. So this is the details. You see this public subnet A. It runs on public subnet A. Okay. This only we are exploring. So it is a detailed analysis. The NAT gateway provides an access to the internet from your private subnet. However, response to such requests from computers on the internet will not know how the IP address of the server is. See, the purpose of NAT itself is very simple. The NAT basically provides from your private intranet to the internet. It basically network address translation. Okay, NAT is address translation. Basically, the private address are parked, and from the NAT you have a public IP. It basically gets the internet data and sends it back to the instance. Okay, so yes, point number 6. Observe the details of the app server EC2 instance. I'll just duplicate this session. Maybe here I will explore the services as EC2. So here in the EC2, you see this. Okay, and a new browser tab. Choose instances, app server. Select app server and the details. In the instances, there are about 3 instances running. Select this app server. Okay, app server. Okay, so just run these details. So notice that the instance is running in private subnet. Private subnet. You see this one. It doesn't have a public IP. It runs only in private. Okay, private. It has, and you can also see the subnets also. It is running on. Where is the subnet? Yeah, you can see even in networking also. Otherwise, here you can see the subnet. Yeah. You can see here this is a private subnet. Okay, it's only a viewing. Okay, so a private subnet with an IP, private IP. So we don't have a public IP. I mentioned that. So choose the security tab, and it is associated with app server SG. Okay, let me show you that. This is security tab, and this is associated with app server SG security group. And you see the inbound rules. Port number 80 is open, nothing else. Outbound is all open. Yeah, choose the inbound rules. You see that port number 80 is open. You might need to scroll down. Yes, we have already done that. This means that any instance that has app server SG security group, yes, can receive traffic from port number 80 by default, so and so. Choose the outbound. Yes, all the rules are allowed. So this is an understanding. So now let us move to task number 2, that is analyzing the public subnet resource settings. So in the VPC console, I again go back to VPC console here. This is my VPC console. Yeah, I have this lab VPC. Yeah, go to subnets and say public subnet A. Go to subnets. Earlier we were doing for private. Now let us go with the public subnet A. Okay, just to analyze that, once you select this, untick the other things, otherwise it won't show. Okay, so here go to route table. In details route table, you should see internet gateway here. Route table, there are two routes here. One route is routing through this all traffic through this internet gateway, and the other one is local 10.0.0/16. So yes, this is the target for all this traffic. Yeah, this is observed. Okay, so this is point number 7. On the details, we saw that this internet gateway is associated with lab VPC. You see this one. See this one. This is internet gateway is associated with lab VPC. You can see that IGW is associated with lab VPC. This is only an observation. Okay, now let us go with point number 8. Observe the details of the proxy server 1 instance, which is okay. Let us go with the EC2. This is my EC2. So select my proxy server 1 and unselect this one. Okay, so you see this one. Navigate instances, proxy server details. It is running like app server that runs in a private subnet, that runs in public server. So app server was running in private subnet, but this server is running in public subnet, and it has a public IPv4 address. So how do you do that? So if you see this one, you have a public IP address 100 dot so and so, private address also, you have both. Okay, so if you see in networking, you can understand which subnet you are in public subnet A. Okay, so also security, we have this Proxy SG. So if you go to security, Proxy SG group is there, which has approximately, you see this port number 80 is open, yeah, for all, and outbound everything is open. Okay, inbound rules, yeah, we saw that. Point number 9, observe that proxy server 2 instance. We are going to explore this proxy server 2 instance here now. See this, here also we should have this public IP and private IP. Let us explore this networking. You see this, this is also public subnet B. Okay, in security group, you can see this, it is running on Proxy SG2. Proxy SG2. This is about point number 9. Point number 10, add an inbound rule to Proxy SG2 security group. So we need to add a inbound rule, edit inbound rules, HTTP. Yeah, let us go through this particular one. This is Proxy SG2. So here we have the security group in inbound. We don't have any rule. So we need to add a rule. HTTP source anywhere, that is port number 80. Save the rules. Okay. So this is important, especially for the outside traffic to explore the internet. So edit this rule, add a rule, and select this HTTP, and also source is anywhere 0000, and save these rules. Okay, now this should access the websites. So this should complete this point number 10. Anywhere, save rules, point number 10. Yeah, so this is task number 3, testing the HTTP connectivity from public EC2 instances. So point number 11, you choose instances, select this proxy server 1 instance. So I go to EC2 instances, yeah, select this proxy server 1, and this is the IP address. You can see this is public 100 dot. So I try this pasting into a browser and press enter. Yeah, hello from the web server running on app server instance. So remember, this is 100 dot. Okay, similarly try for proxy server 2, which has a public IP that is 3 dot something. Okay, so here this is also being accessed. You see hello from web server running. Okay, so let us explore what next. Public IPv4, it is allowing, you can see this hello traffic. Use the same method of the point number 12. The website that loads is the same one you opened for the IP address in this particular one. So this is point number 12. Point number 13, close the tabs of the application server website is open. Right, that is 12 and 13 is done. You can close this one. See, just note down this one in a notepad or something, which will enable us very easily. Notepad. So this 3 is proxy 2, and the first one is 100.25.102.251. This is proxy 1. Public IPs, I mean to say. Now you can close this one. So now task number 4, restricting HTTP access by using IP address. So let us learn about that. So copy the proxy server private IP address in your clipboard. This is proxy server 1 IP address. See this is proxy server 1. This is your private IP address 10.0.1.88. Copy that. So here I say that is your private, this is your public. Okay, this is point number 14. Right. Edit app server security group in inbound rules, security group. So select this app server security group in inbound rules, edit inbound rules. So what you need to do, edit the app server SG security group inbound rules, app server security group. So yeah, app server security group, you can go to EC2 dashboard and say where is this app server. You can go to security groups. Okay, where is this app server security group? You can select this security group. So as of now in the inbound rules you see IPv4 all. So what he insists now is to edit this rule. Okay, edit inbound rules 0000, remove all the previous one and paste /32 of the private IP address of proxy server 1. Yeah, so here what I do, HTTP, I add this particular one and say the private IP, not this, I copied into the private IP here, this particular one 10.0.1.88. okay, control V /32 means that only that particular IP is allowed. So delete the previous one. So now what you are doing is that you are only allowing a specified IP, specified private IP. You see this. So only that particular. So what next? We should see the website should still run. Okay, I did this point number 15, proxy server 1. So what we should do, test the website again by proxy server public IP. So what I do, this is my public IP 100 dot. So even though we restricted the security, as we need to allow only from the private, the web server is still running. I mean it is still displaying. So what he means to say, yeah, the web server still loads the application. You are still able to access the application server web page proxy server 1 because the server is still forwarding the traffic to application server. Yes, this is point number 16. Test the website access again by proxy server 2 public IP. Okay, let us do that. So this is proxy server 2 public IP. Okay. Yeah, as per the instructions, you see the website fails to load. If you wait for long enough, maybe it's not your requirement. After 2 minutes, your browser will display connection timeout error. It is still going on. So it is as expected. Result is as expected. If the website loads, perform a hard refresh. That means that you can say shift and refresh. So point number 18, close both the tabs where the application server website is open. So in this task, you have modified the security group to allow incoming access from a single source IP address. In the next task, you will modify this application. Okay. In task number 5, so here you see this in task number 5, this is point number 19. Modify the app server security group in inbound rules. Go to security group. Once again, I go to the security group. Yeah, this is my security groups. So what he is insisting is app server security group. Okay, inbound rules, edit inbound rule. So here we need to provide the access. You see this inbound rules, I mean edit inbound rules. Okay, so he means that SG with proxy server SG. So add a rule. So HTTP. Okay, you can say custom and say SG and say this what is this proxy server SG. He mentioned very clearly proxy server SG security group. We allow that. Sorry, once again I delete SG. Scroll down, you see this SG proxy server SG. This is SG2. Yeah, this one. Only click that. Okay, and delete the other one and save rules. Okay, you are able to do that. Save rules. You have now updated the security group which is attached to the application server, and it will allow traffic from instances of proxies SG attached. Okay, so from this is point number 19. Point number 20, adjust which security group is attached to SG2. Okay, proxy, select the SG2, choose actions, change security groups, remove the proxy server security group 2. Yeah, go to instances. This is instances. This is proxy server 2. Okay, under actions, change security groups. Yeah, you see this, you have a security group. Yeah. Choose security, change security group in this. Under actions, security, change security group. So he means to say that you need to change the security group, remove that and give proxy server SG. So here I add this one to proxy server SG. Yeah, this one, you see the small one, proxy server SG. This is 102, 2D 102. Add the security group. Yeah, and remove of the previous one and say save. Okay, okay. Now test the access from proxy server 1. So in proxy server public IP address, proxy server public IP, and paste it on the new browser tab. Yeah, this is the one. Try to refresh. It is functioning. Similarly, let me try this particular one. Yeah, it is functioning. You see this? This completes the point number 22 also. If the website doesn't load, then perform a hard refresh to the browser. Close. Point number 23 is basically you can close these tabs. So this ends task number 5. Updated app server SG security group to allow traffic from the instances associated with the SG group. We tried to change the security group of your SG2 server, okay, of the security group. So we learned how to restrict the ports. We also learned about how to change the security groups. Okay, therefore both proxy servers can now connect to the application server, and you don't need to maintain a list of approved source IP address in the security group settings. Okay, now the task number 6. So restricting HTTP access by using a network ACLs. Okay, so now here let me go back to the subnets. So this part. So here let us go through the VPC. Yes, I am already in the VPC. So choose this network ACLs. Yeah, so I go to ACLs, network ACLs. You see here, these are the network ACLs. Absolutely. I have these the following ACLs which are there. One for lab VPC and the other for default. Okay. Select this ACL. Select the network ACL with the lab VPC. In inbound rules, edit inbound rules. We have to add a rule number 99, HTTP deny, save changes. So here in the inbound rules, we have a rule. This is for VPC, lab VPC. You see this? There is no rule. We need to say edit rules, edit inbound rules. This is for the VPC, entirely VPC. So I'll add a rule number 99 and say HTTP traffic, HTTP traffic, and say deny. Deny. See this? Choose deny and say save changes. So this is rule number 99. So once if I do that, save changes, you will see what will happen now. You see what will happen here. Your web server, I mean proxy server 1 public IP, and then see in the browser tab. Let me see this 18.1. Okay, now it stopped functioning because we denied using this network ACL, VPC ACL. Okay, if the website loads, perform a hard refresh. It will not load. It will not load. So close the tab. Finished. Add another rule to the network ACL. Let us try to add one more rule, which is allow. That is rule number 98. So here the same ACL in the inbound rules, edit inbound rules. Yeah, add a rule, rule number 98. I'll write down and say this is HTTP. And say allow and say save. This supersedes your rule number 99. Okay, so there is a deny rule, but on the top there is an allow rule also. You see what will happen now. So try accessing the proxy server 1, that is 18 dot. Try to reload. You can see the web server running perfectly. Okay, so we learned about task 6, how to control your VPC using this ACL, network ACL. Okay, now task number 7. Task number 7, connecting to what we call as the app server by using Bastion host and SSH. Rename the proxy server as to EC2 instance. Okay, we will learn about how to rename this instance. Choose instance proxy server 2 and choose the edit icon appears, or rename this server as Bastion. Okay, so again I bring back the instances here. So I bring this. Okay, EC2 instances. So this is proxy server 2. Select this proxy server 2 and choose the edit icon appears, icon that appears. So name, and see this one. This is the edit icon. Just replace this one with the Bastion server. You see this one. This is the name which he is asking for to copy. And say save. Yeah, I did a save. Is also called as a jump server for the sake so and so. Okay, so now point number 29, create a new security group with port 22 open for the Bastion host. Go to security groups, create a security group. So we will create a new security group known as Bastion SG. So here go to the EC2 dashboard. So under security group, you can see the security group, create a new security group. Maybe you can give this name as Bastion's SG. Yes. So enter again Bastion SG in the description also. So VPC, select our VPC as a lab VPC. Lab VPC. Okay, ensure that add rule, that inbound rule, SSH anywhere, create security group. So there is no rule, add, that is SSH. Yeah, just a source anywhere. Okay, fine. and create the security group and create the security group. Yeah. So the new security group called as Bastion SG is now created. You can see this. Bastion SG is created. So now in the navigation, choose instances. Okay, I'll just once again show you the security groups. There is Bastion SG has been created. Yeah, Bastion SG security group has been created. Fantastic. Go back to instances. Yeah. Select this Bastion server. Okay. Action security, change security groups. Okay, I'll change the security group which has been created. Under actions, security, change security groups. Okay, so here we have this Proxy SG. So we need to change it to Bastion SG. Bastion SG in the security, remove this one and add. Otherwise, first add and then remove. So we have this Bastion. Where is that? Proxy SG. Scroll down. The new one. Yeah, just add. Okay, and then remove this one and say save. Perfect. So this is number 31. So here in the AWS details link, copy the Bastion server IP. That is actually the second one. Actually, you can see this instances. The previous proxy server SG2, that is 100 dot. You see this. This is your. Let me try to refresh. Yeah. Bastion server IP address value. In the Amazon EC2 console, in the navigation security groups, select app security groups. Okay. See this one. Copy the Bastion server private IP. In the instances, we need to do something else. This is 10.2. This is my private IP. I'll copy this one. Yeah, just note down. Okay, private IP in the app server SG security group. So just go to the security group. Security groups, app server SG, inbound rules. You can say edit inbound rules. So earlier we have given this SG so and so. Now inbound rules, add rule. So we are going to add one more rule, SSH. SSH. Okay, the private IP /32 and save rules. Okay, so we are almost done. Save rules. So leave this earlier one as it is, because that is also needed for our the previous requirement. See this, there are two rules which are there. Once again I'm checking. This is for HTTP, this is for SSH. Okay, so now connect to the Bastion server by using SSH. So how do we do that? So this is done. Point number 31 is done. Connect. In the terminal panel, you see this one. This is the terminal panel. This is the one terminal panel. Yeah. So let me try to copy this one. Execute SSH agent. Is this paste there? I don't think paste is there. So I need to write manually. So now I need to give this Bastion public IP. So that should be 100 dot, but once again verify. This is my instance. So this is my 100 dot, okay, 100.26. This is the one. So hence you are connected to the Bastion host. That completes point number 32. Okay, connect to the app server. Now we will connect using from the Bastion host to the app server. So how do I do that? App server private IP, you just copy down. So this is your app server, because this is the gateway which we have used. Now this is the app server. We don't have public IP, we have only public IP, private IP 10.0.11.137. Okay, so which should communicate each other. So I have successfully connected to the app server using this private IP. So I think we have successfully more or less created. We have logged in to this app server. Even though you see this one, we don't have a public IP. We have only private IP. So through this VPC we have connected. So he asked you to create a touch new file.txt. Okay, you are able to create a new file also. Yes, perfectly done. So this is, I think, more or less we have completed our lab 34. You can now exit from the command shell. One more, I think you need to from the this is your Bastion server, app server. So then you can disconnect from one more exit to the Bastion server. So that completes your task number 7. Okay, so we have task number 8, connecting directly to a host in a private IP using a sessions manager. Let us do that. So this is point number 36. You see this instances, app server, choose connect, sessions manager, and say connect. So this is my app server. So please see that app server, connect. You see this one, connect. Okay. So you can use the sessions manager also, sessions manager, and say connect. If you are able to connect, so you see this one, as I mentioned, there is no public IP. So yeah, I am able to connect. And you can say, sorry. Yeah, these are all the files which are there. You can see here. Okay, prompt, you are connected. So to modify the website, he asked to, let me see this, I can do a copy. To modify this file, instance sessions manager used to edit this file /g. No worry, just copy this one as it is to this particular one currently now. Just copy paste. Sudo should be there. Yes, it is there already. Right. So it is done. Now this proxy server 1 public IP value and paste it. You can see this one, proxy server 1 is something like 18 dot. Just try to refresh. Yeah, you can see this one. Sessions manager was used to edit this file. You should get this message because we have newly updated this particular one. Okay, if you get this, I think edit this file. Yeah, like this you should get. Notice that says that session manager was used to edit this file. Okay, congratulations, you have successfully connected to the instance that is located in a private subnet and modified user. I think you have come to the end of the lab. So to record your progress, just say submit. Just say submit at the top of the instructions. Yeah, when prompted, choose yes. Okay, so yes, you can also see the grades also. Since the exercise is done completely, you should get the full marks, because you see this sessions manager also, this one also is complete. So once the lab is done, you can see the full marks. Yeah, I think, I don't know why we have already renamed this routing table named. Yes, we have. That's the end of this lab. Thank you. You can just say end lab once this is done, so that all resources also gets terminated. Okay, thank you. We'll meet again in a different lab. Bye.